Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2. Today we're
Hello.
gonna just quickly chat about morning routines.
Yay.
Because Kelsey is the queen of morning routines and I am working on it. So it's fun to see again how we talked about in episode 1, like we are very different.
Yep.
Um, but we learn from each other as well, which is what's cool.
Mhm.
And this is a topic that's fun to talk about because, Kelsey has established a very good morning routine and it's something I strive to to
Yep.
establish to put in place in some baby steps. But
Yeah.
I guess we'll just start by Kelsey, why don't you just kind of
Yeah.
explain your morning routine and
Yep.
then we'll go from there.
Okay. So for me, I'm a morning person. I love the morning. I'm not a night person. Like I'm going to be in bed about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. So I am very much a morning person. Um, so with that said, I introduced the kids last time. So, I've got little ones. So I like to wake up before my kids. I like to do all the things before my kids wake up. I am a better mom if I wake up and do all my stuff before my kids. So, with that, Monday through Friday, I get up between 4:30 and 5 a.m. If I am going to go for a walk, if I'm going to go for a walk,
4:30.
yeah. If I'm going to walk on my walking pad, then I'm up at 4:30. Try to be. If I'm not going to walk, then I get up at 5. Um, so I will get up and I'll either walk, and if not, then I just start with going and getting either coffee or electrolytes to start my day. My preference is electrolytes, but I'm a mom, and some days I just need that cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And then I get Mikey his coffee, and that's how we both start our days. Then I come over here to my little quiet corner, and then this is where I start with my Bible study before I do anything else. So I turn on praise and worship music, I pick up my Bible study, and I spend my time with God because for me, I battle anxiety, and there is nothing that helps me more than just spending time in His Word and spending time praying and spending time with Him. So that's how I start. And then I journal. And then from there, I just take a few minutes quiet time, finish all that up, and then I head into my room to get ready, get myself totally ready for the day. And then I come out to the kitchen, make sure lunches are packed, start breakfast, and then I wake the kids up. So Hadley starts school at 7:30. We have to leave here at 6:50 to be there on time. So I start waking them up at 6 because I have one that is like me and she needs a little bit of quiet to wake up. And so yeah, we just kind of start waking them up at 6,
Mhm.
have breakfast together. Most of the time Mikey's running out of the door to head to the gym right after they wake up. But yeah, so that's my morning routine. Um,
Mm.
I take her to school, and then I go to the gym, start my day. But that like core morning routine is my sanity. It's my favorite part of my day.
Yeah.
I just love it so much.
And I love it. You say it's your favorite part of your day.
Yeah.
And there are so many people like myself that I don't have that solid morning routine.
Hmm.
And it's so strange how in my mind, it's almost like I dread building that solid morning routine. But then if I flip it to where no, because when you're in it, it is your favorite
Yeah,
part of the day. And
for
it
sure.
sets you up for a day of
Mhm.
a morning of calmness and a
But
morning of,
yeah. And it's not just me that it sets up. Like
yeah, the rest
it
of your
sets
house.
my kids up
Mhm.
you know, it sets them up to go off to school and have a good day. I have a very highly emotional 7-year-old. And if I'm not calm in the morning times and our routine doesn't go the way that I have found works for us, and she gets in trouble or whatever, like emotions are just running high. When I drop
Yeah.
her off at school, it affects her for the rest of the day. And I have learned that from sending her to school and her in tears getting out of the car because we've had a rough morning.
Mhm.
So that's, a lot of why I do what I do. And it's, become something that I find joy in. It's
Mhm.
become, it just sets the grounds for not only me, but my babies. And that's just how, it just works for us. And it's
Yeah.
great. And I love it so much.
Yeah.
I'm like, everybody should have a
That's
morning
right.
routine.
They should.
Yeah.
They should 100%. Now, okay, so me over here, I am not a morning person.
But you're
Kelsey
not a
knows
night
this.
person either.
I'm not a night person. That's what I joke. I'm like, I don't know what I am. I'm a daytime
A
person.
daytime person. Yep.
Because we'll joke because like Kelsey will love like an afternoon nap every now and then, and
Yes.
I can't
You
do
can't
it.
do it.
If
Did
there's
you nap?
something
Did you
about
nap yesterday?
no,
You didn't
y'all,
at all.
this is eh, when I tell you I can't nap during the day. This should like clarify that for sure. So today is what's today? Wednesday? No,
Thursday.
today's
No,
Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah.
So Tuesday night, Lila Joe was sick. I didn't sleep 1 second, not 1 second on Tuesday night. So when I went to bed last night, I had not slept since I woke up on Tuesday morning, right?
And you didn't nap.
Didn't sleep. And Wednesday, yeah, I never took a nap. I made it
I would have been
through.
like,
I had an energy drink in the afternoon, but I made it through. But I don't know
yeah,
why. I mean, I crashed when I went to bed last night for sure.
yeah,
I don't know why. It's just like in me to like not nap. And I've been like that.
mm,
I mean, my
yeah.
mom says I gave up naps when I was like, I wasn't even two, I don't think. So I've
Oh,
just never been a
oh, poor
napper.
mom.
I know, right? And now, yeah, I'm there. I think we're
Yeah.
about done with naps. So, anyways, not a huge napper. But I will say I thrive around that like probably like 10 a.m. mark. That's like where I thrive. It's like 10 to 4. It's like
Yeah.
my day, my prime time. So anyways, I am working on my morning routine. One
Mm,
of my New Year's goals, resolutions for 2024 was to build a solid morning routine because I truly know I also am a better mom and our mornings go better if I'm up before my kids.
mm-hmm.
So for me, it looks different. Kelsey's in that routine of you heard, they have to be out the door by 6:50. I'm not there yet. We
Mm-mm.
don't have to be out the door until 8:50
Yeah.
for my girls to go to their preschool Tuesday, 3 days
Mm-hmm.
a week.
Yeah.
So our mornings, like I don't have to set my alarm for 4:30 to get stuff done, to get out the house by 8:50, right? So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
starting this year, I was like, I'm just gonna set my alarm for 6:30.
There you go.
That's so doable.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I'm awake by 7 o'clock anyways. But if I set my alarm for 6:30, that's plenty of time to get up and have my Bible
Mm-hmm.
study or my me time for even if it's just 20 minutes one morning before Lakin gets
Mm-hmm.
up, that's a start.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at is this year trying to build that morning routine. And for me, it's just trying to get myself feet on the floor, up and out of bed before my kids are out of
Yeah.
bed. And
Which
that
is a
right
great
there,
starting point.
yeah,
Starting point.
yeah, just that little bit
Mm-hmm.
of change makes it so much better. Now, big dreams are, get up, Bible study, go for the walk, have the workout
Mm-hmm.
done, get myself dressed
Yeah.
before my kids are up. That would be awesome. But
But that's not your season right now. And like that's the
no.
biggest thing. Like my routine works for me in this season.
Hmm.
My routine's not going to work for everybody. There are people who, if you told them to set their alarm for 4:30, they would just laugh at you because that's not going to
Me.
happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it's what works for me. You're going to find what works for you. And that's what I just think is so important is that you find what works for you.
Yep.
So like if you want to wake up earlier, you're not going to go from waking up at 7:30 to setting an alarm for 5:30 and it becoming a consistent habit.
Yep.
It's just not going to happen. You need to set your alarm 5 minutes earlier
Mhm.
until you get to that goal time.
Mhm.
Um, other thing I would say is if you don't do a Bible study, if you don't walk in the morning, if you don't have quiet time, if you don't, cook breakfast, whatever it is, don't try to start it all at once either because
No,
you're setting yourself up for failure,
that's
which
anything in life.
that's coming from somebody that is a very much all or nothing mindset that I have, I struggle with that mindset in other areas of life. Um, but I'm learning from that. And so I would say, like, if you're looking to establish a healthy morning routine, pick, 1 to 3 things that you
Mhm.
want to do. Like, even with my mom, I've been talking with her. I'm like, okay, what are 3 things you want to do? Well, she wants to do her Bible study. She wants to walk and she wants to start with a solid breakfast with 30 grams of protein, which
Mhm.
I think everybody should do.
Yeah.
But that's what she wants to
Another
do. So I'm
episode
like,
topic.
yeah. So I'm like, start with that. And then let's, start slow, set your
Mhm.
alarm, which she doesn't have to set an alarm, but my mom's the type of person that if she doesn't set an alarm, then she's going to sleep till 9 or 10 o'clock.
I just think that's such a routine thing though. And something
Yeah.
I want to get better at is a
Mm-hmm.
solid bedtime. No matter what, by 10:30, everything's off. My eyes
Mm-hmm.
are closed, right?
Yeah.
Bedtime 10:30, wake up 6 or 6:30 every morning. Like that actually is a very good habit to build is
Absolutely.
time like a schedule like that.
Mm-hmm.
like babies, and you're like
Yep.
sleep training them. They're like
Mhm.
on their
We
little
gotta sleep
schedule.
train
It's like,
ourselves.
I
Yeah.
know, sleep train ourselves over here.
I mean, but that, like, which there's so much controversy around sleep training, but that, we both did it with our kids and we both have pretty solid sleepers. I mean, mine go
Yeah,
through some
we did.
phases, but
Yeah.
you definitely have some solid sleepers over there.
Routine, y'all. Yeah, routine is huge, and
It's
schedules
huge.
like that are huge. And that's I truly believe, no matter who you are, no matter what kind of personality type you have, I truly believe having some kind of set schedule is huge. And so
Yeah.
I'm obviously, like I said, still working on mine, but also I'm not going to tell myself that I'm going to do all the things tomorrow morning.
No.
I joke with Kelsey, I'm like, I'm going to set my alarm for 6:30 every morning. And some days I might end up straight on the couch watching, reality TV.
Yeah.
It just is
Yeah.
what it is, but at
Yeah.
least I'm up and maybe that's what I need that morning.
Yeah.
But, I do strive to have, Bible study every morning and then follow whatever happens next for now.
Mhm.
Whether that's a walk or maybe it is I actually get my workout in or it
Yeah.
is TV just because,
Yep.
that's what I need to zone out for a little bit before
Yeah.
my kids are up. But it does make the morning way more solid
Mhm.
for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
It makes the whole house seem to run a little better. So,
Mhm.
um, hopefully just talking about this makes you realize like how different we are. You see
Yeah.
things on social media and you see influencers doing everything perfectly all the time. And we really hope that we can show you realistically how things work.
Yep.
And maybe I need to record every morning of myself for a
Yeah.
week and show you how different it is. You
Yeah.
might have that solid foundation like Kelsey has that looks much the same most mornings. And then you
Yeah,
might have one
but
like
it's
mine
not
that's
perfect, you
different.
know?
No,
Like it
no.
works. Like I have the foundation, I have the structure,
Mhm.
but I also have kids.
Yeah,
So like this morning Hadley was up at 5:30. Yesterday morning Reed was up at 5.
yeah.
So, I that's the middle of my quiet time. Well, I've got to be like,
Mhm.
okay, mommy mode, get them situated and then come back to your quiet time.
Yeah, still make it
So
work for
it's
yourself.
I still just have to make it work.
Mhm,
Um and for me, that is from a place of like mental health. Like
mhm.
I've got anxiety. And I have found the few things that I have to do in my life to manage that. And that's my morning routine, working out and eating healthy. Like those are the things that keep my mental health in check. And my relationship with God, but that's, in my morning routine. So I just know that I've got to make it work somehow. Even if it's
Yeah.
got a kid in my lap while I'm doing it,
Mhm.
got a kid laying in my lap while I'm scratching their back. That's okay. Like I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
And, I've made that promise to myself. And that
And what
is,
a great, example you're setting for them
yeah,
as well,
yeah.
so,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah.
you're not thinking that, but in the future, they're
Yeah,
gonna remember that,
they
so.
will. Yeah. I mean, because that's where, that I remember it with my dad. Like
Mhm.
my whole life, I've said I'm so much like my mom because I am. But as I've gotten older, I see pieces of my dad in me. And my morning quiet time is my dad coming through. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
every day of my life, my dad had quiet time.
Mm.
And I remember when we would come home from college, that would be like he would love for like because I was an early bird, so I would get up and he'd love when I would sit in there quiet with him. I couldn't talk to him. He didn't want to talk to me, but let me sit in there with him during his quiet time.
Yep.
But your mom's the same way. Like she
Yeah,
always
my mom's a
her
morning
guy in the
person
Yeah.
and yeah, she has her routine every morning
Yeah.
where she's one of my fast rate clients. So she checks her daily education that I
Mhm.
post every day and then she does her Bible study, whatever that is at the time, reads a little bit of what she's reading. Like she loves her like
Yeah.
she is such a morning person, but she's not a get up, get ready, get out of the house type morning person.
Yeah.
She's a, let me
Yep.
sit in my time and do
Mhm.
what I need to get my day rolling.
Yep.
And I do just think no matter who you are, no matter what your
Mhm.
morning routine looks like, it might look so different for you.
Yeah.
And yours might, I mean, I don't know. It could look like you wake up and you put a podcast in and go walk, and that's what
Yeah,
you need every morning.
absolutely. Mhm.
Everybody's looks different. Or maybe you
Mhm.
just like your dad, you just sit there and drink your
And
coffee
quiet.
and stare into space. Or,
Yeah.
maybe you just need that like
Mhm.
peace and quiet to just sit in your thoughts for
Yeah.
even if it's 10 minutes, maybe that's all you
Mhm.
need,
Yep.
to kinda have that calmness and maybe your morning routine just goes smoother, if you
Yeah.
feel like you're running like a crazy person in the mornings, and everyone's, like, yelling at everybody and which you're still gonna have those mornings sometimes, it's just gonna
Of
happen.
course.
It's
You have
life with
kids.
kids.
Yeah.
But if you feel like every day looks like that for you, then just kind of sit back, reevaluate, think, okay, what can I do
Yep.
to make mornings better?
What are those
Maybe
like
that's it.
those what is it called, micro habits? Like
Yeah.
what are those
Yeah.
small
Little micro
changes?
habits.
Yeah.
Which
Like it doesn't
literally
have to
could just be
be
setting your alarm 5 minutes earlier. Like,
literally
that's
like
it.
yeah.
Just to
Because
get
I think
yourself
like as
awake.
a mom, like we're so wired to meet the needs of our tiny humans.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's what we're wired to do. That's what
Yeah.
that's what happens. And so when you wake up to mommy, 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 like you're straight into that, you
And
know?
honestly, that mommy doesn't stop until you go to bed at night, usually.
Yeah,
So it's
it's all
like,
day, every day.
if you could have that minute, those
Mhm.
moments, that 5 minutes or an hour every morning, whatever works for you, whatever you need every morning before the mommying starts.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it just, man, there's just something about it. It really
Yeah.
is great. And I'm still
Mhm.
working on it. So I'm
Yeah.
still working on it. And, you might even be somebody who is never going to have that morning routine like Kelsey's. And maybe you just need the 5 minutes to get up, make your coffee, and sit with your coffee and think for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But then your nighttime routine might be more of your
Absolutely.
time. There's
Mhm.
so many, like, I
Yeah.
have friends that nighttime is their thing, their bath, their skincare, then
Mhm.
they read or do Bible study at night. Like, that might be you too.
Yeah.
It's just finding what works for you.
Yeah.
And for
Absolutely.
Kelsey, that morning routine is her go-to.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I would say
Absolutely.
mine's kind of a mix of both at the time. Like, if I
Mhm.
don't do my Bible study in the mornings, which I do believe doing your Bible study in the morning is such a huge thing to set you up for your day. But if I
Mhm.
don't, it'll happen at night,
Yeah.
before I go to bed, which is great. Maybe I just need to do both anyways.
There you go. I mean, you
But
can never
yeah,
have too much time with God.
yeah, everybody's different. So just figure out, what part of your day is stressing you out?
Yeah.
Is it that morning routine or is
Mhm.
it, supper time with your kids? What can you do to
What can
start
you
making
do
those
to
little
fix that?
habits?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mm.
set a routine with that.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
and that's about it for morning routines, right?
I'd
I
say the
mean,
only
mine
other
just
thing that
looks so
I
different
the
every
only other
day.
thing that's like super important to me is like planning my day. Like I will do that,
Yeah.
I'll get the kids
Yeah.
ready, they're eating their breakfast. I'm going to hop into my office. I'm going to grab my daily agenda and I'm going to write out my day.
Yeah.
Leah calls it our
Yeah.
brain dump
Ugh.
because I'm just going to put my brain for the day on papers that I don't forget. Tomorrow's dress up day, figure this out, or, you got to send cupcakes to school or whatever it is. Like I'm
Mhm.
going to, get it, I'm going to write it out and I'm going to have it there for the rest of my day.
And like, I'm talking to myself here. Like, I need to sit and envision that better because because I like to plan out my day. I time block my days working from home
Mm-hmm.
for sure, but typically I don't do that until after I'm already home from drop
Yeah.
off. Think about myself. If I did that before
Yeah.
I went and dropped them off, that part's
Mm-hmm.
done. I come in and
Yeah.
I'm rocking and rolling. So it's
Mm-hmm.
amazing what a few extra minutes, even if
Yeah.
it is like just start, like, so example for if you do work from home or um you need to kind of time block schedule your day out. Maybe your day does look like you get up and like do your Bible study for 5-10 minutes and then you for 5-10 minutes sit down and plan out your day and then your day starts. But that little bit has already done.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yeah.
just have that like
Yeah.
fresh peace of mind knowing when I get home
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start my day of
Yeah.
work or whatever.
And
And
I do it in the morning times, but also there's been times that I've done it in the evening times too. Like
yeah.
I get everybody
Yeah.
to bed, I get the house to bed, and I'm like, I know I've got to do all this tomorrow, so let me just write it down real quick.
Hmm.
There's
Yeah.
so much,
And it
that you
takes you
could
like
forget.
2
Yeah.
minutes to write that
Mm-hmm.
down,
Yeah.
and it's one less thing you're worrying about in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
We're both
Yeah.
big about putting our houses to bed before we go to bed
Yes.
too.
Yes.
That's a big one to wake up kind of calmer and
Mm-hmm.
happier in the morning. So
Yeah, I think
a
so.
lot of morning routine comes from your nighttime routine. So we
Yeah.
should do a whole other
Mm-hmm.
episode on nighttime routine because that really is what kind of sets you up for
Yeah.
mornings. So
Yeah, I think
yeah.
so too. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So we'll come back and talk about this again in the fall after Lakin starts kindergarten and we
Oh
actually
yeah.
have to be out of the house.
Yep.
Way earlier, like, I'm gonna have to
You're
be out
gonna
of the
love
house.
it though. Like I know your personality well enough to know, like
Yeah,
once you get your
yes.
routine built,
Mhm.
you will love it so
No, like,
much.
I look forward to it for sure. Like, right
Mhm.
now, we don't have to leave the house till 8:50
Yeah.
3 days a week,
Yeah.
so it's like, I don't have to do anything early morning, so
Right.
when I do have to, I know I'm gonna love it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be back home before I even leave now to take the
Right.
kids, like, I'm
Yeah.
gaining so much more time come fall
Mhm.
to get my work and stuff done because I really strive to have like work and things done. I really want to be off the computer, off the phone, off work stuff when they get home
Yeah.
from. preschool.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna have another hour to be able to really do that next year and
Get it
get
all
time in.
done.
So
All the things,
morning
yeah.
routine's what sets you up for
Mhm.
the rest of the
Yep.
day. Cause like
And
when
you've gotta
I
know oh, go ahead, sorry.
no, you're fine. But I was just gonna say, like, things like if I'm rolling out of bed because Lakin woke me up or something in the mornings, like it rolls into the rest of my day.
Yeah.
There's no denying
Yep.
that. Like
Absolutely. Yeah.
everything kind of starts later. I don't really get into a
Mhm.
groove. It just
Mhm.
trickle down effect, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So it can set you like it does like with that, it sets you up for such a good day, but you have to be adaptable to it not going perfect too.
Yeah.
Like, and that's something that I've had to wrap my head around. I got this perfect routine and I love it so much, but there's going to be days where it's not going to be perfect. And
Hmm.
I've had to adjust to that. And you just have to, you can't expect it to always be exactly how you want it.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And that's
And
part of
I'm
life. And
like,
it's,
that's how I feel like, kind of how I am with it. Cause there are mornings where I'm up and, get all the morning routine things done and I feel great about it. And there's mornings where Lakin is waking me up and it just
yeah,
is what it is for me. It just,
yep.
those days are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as
Yep.
I could just sit and get angry about it and get flustered, sometimes you
Yep.
have to take a deep breath and just be like, it's all right.
It's okay.
We'll
Yep.
just pick up from here.
Mhm. Yep. So, all
Anyways,
right.
I
Well,
think
that's
that's about
yeah.
it, right?
Yeah, for the morning
Morning.
routine stuff. So, we will like she said, we'll talk more about like other routines. We're both very, very routine oriented people.
Mhm.
So we could talk about this stuff for days. So,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
just
and
a
we
little
both work
snippet,
from home
but
now, and
mhm.
so there's that routine. And then there's the days where we don't work and we're just at home with our
At
baby.
home. Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that is another routine. And then nighttime is a routine, all of it, meal
Our
planning.
Bible stu
So
we're going to do a whole episode on our Bible study
yeah,
routines because that is
Bible study
something like so
routines.
important to both of us.
Uh-huh. And
Um,
yeah, because if you haven't seen our Bible study journal, you definitely
love
need
it.
one of those.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we'll get into all that because routines
Mhm.
can be so much more than,
Yeah.
just a morning routine. That's just one.
Yeah.
So workout routines, all of it. We'll talk
All
about
all the all
everything.
the routines,
But
all
we
the
do
things.
strive on
So,
routine. So
yeah.
we love to talk about that. And if we can help anyone, if you need help with your morning routine,
Yeah.
send us messages and I'll make sure Kelsey sees that one.
I'll take the morning routines. Anything about consistency and habits, I'm gonna hand off to Leah.
Yeah, well,
So,
it's still always a work in progress. That's what it's
always.
all about. So, all
Mhm.
right, y'all.
All right.
Well, this was fun. We'll see you next
Yep.
time. And let us know
Next
any
week we're
topics you
gonna
want to chat about.
next week we're gonna
Chat about
talk
it
about
all.
marriage. So get ready.
Oh, yeah.
We're
So,
excited
Brandon and
about that
Mikey
one.
aren't allowed to listen to that one.
No, no. So,
It'll be fun.
yeah.
Okay, y'all.
So,
Y'all have a
all right.
great day and we'll chat next week. Bye.
Sounds good. Bye, y'all.